3 days of testimony, 2 days of sentencing, guilty on 3 counts of sexual assault, and life in prison. 6 News reporter Sydney Walker joins us now with a recap on the trial of former Waco priest Anthony Odiong. Sydney.
If Anthony Odiong was not a priest, not in a position of power where he could exploit the vulnerable, then he would not have broken the law. It was a heavier burden than usual for the prosecution to explain the Texas law, stating that there can never be consent between a clergyman and a parishioner, and unpacking over 15 years of evidence. It's a type of case not usually brought to trial.
We worked really closely with Waco Police Department detectives. We traveled to meet with witnesses in several states.
One, the prosecution said, required years of preparation to try. Even the defense said the amount of evidence was unprecedented.
These kind of cases are very, very difficult because I see a lot of legal things that I'm like, I'm not so sure that went the way it should have gone.
It began with a national news article, which inspired a woman, Mary Doe, to report her story to Waco PD.
We had to have at least 5 or more in order to bypass the statute of limitations.
Digging led Detective Bradley DeLange to nearly 1 million of Anthony Odiong's personal emails and his victims out of state.
I had found incriminating type emails and I would just cold call and reach out.
The trial began with 3 total victims and 3 charges. When one victim didn't show up to testify, the charges dropped to 2.
She had a pretty bad emotional breakdown. We just were not willing to arrest a sexual assault victim under those circumstances.
The state called several witnesses, Mary Doe and 2 of her children, Jane Doe, and a victim from Louisiana.
His actions ranged from kissing someone during a confession all the way to a sexual relationship that lasted for years.
And a priest, an expert in canonical law.
When a Catholic priest tells a parishioner that something is acceptable, that has a meaning that it doesn't carry if another person who's not a priest says that same thing.
He explained canonical court proceedings often don't occur until after criminal court concludes. That means as of now, the Austin Diocese has ordered Odiong to no longer perform duties as a priest, but he does still hold the title. But to the jury, it was clear Odiong was a threat to the community.
Testimonies from the victims, they had a bunch of pieces that were similar to the other victims. Clearly, it made it easy for us to decide that it wasn't a lie, it was a guilt.
The defense told 6 News that Odiong is going to appeal. Right now, we're working to learn if that could delay the start of his Catholic court proceedings. You can find a breakdown of each day of the trial on kcentv.com.
Sydney, thanks for that explanation.